This is the Giants Postcast, your instant game reaction for the San Francisco Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Locked On Giants Postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. You may know me as the former producer for the Murph and Mac Morning Show on KMBR, or maybe from some of these other post-game shows we do for the Locked On Sports Network. And tonight, the San Francisco Giants opened their first night game at Oracle Park of the season with yet another win over the Mariners. Their red hot streak to start the season as continues as they took down the Mariners tonight. Matt Chapman bobblehead night, and Matt Chapman delivered the goods both on the field and at the dish. 2 for 4 with a couple RBI and a couple runs scored as well. He wasn't alone though. Jung Hoo Lee, a very, 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 very solid night at the plate for him. 3 for 4, 2 runs scored, setting the table all night long for the Giants. And Robbie Ray got a little bit of revenge against his former squad, who tossed 6 innings of 1-run ball, working around some runners on base pretty much all night long. We'll break it all down, get to all of this, or at least we'll try to in our 20 minutes. But I first want to thank all of you for watching us on the Locked On Giants YouTube channel. If you aren't already subscribed, 1, what are you doing? And 2, hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks also for listening on the Locked On Giants podcast feed. And make sure to check out the Locked On Giants Daily Show for more in-depth coverage. Ben Kaspick doing a great job, as he always does. And disclaimer, if my voice sounds a little raspy, it's because I was out there at the yard screaming and hollering all night long. First time that I got to get out to Oracle Park this season so far. Wasn't able to get out there for true opening day, but got out there for in the opening series. It counts. And Matt Chapman, as I said, before we continue about his night, first off, we got the goods, baby. The Matt Chapman bobblehead, not one of the gold dipped ones, not one of the autographed ones, but just want to acknowledge we got the goods. We secured the bag. Step 1 done. The line outside the stadium pregame for this bobblehead was, kind of like just obnoxious, man. Like, there was lines from every single gate at Oracle Park that wrapped damn near in total around the entire ballpark. I have not really seen that for like a giveaway item or for a Giants game in general in a very long time. There is some life to this team. There is some life back in this fan base. And that's what I got from the vibe at the yard today, man. Everybody was hyped about this team. The Giants, the vibes are back, baby. Like the Oracle Park is back to where it should be. Like we've seen Petco kind of have this rise of vibes lately, and Oracle Park has kind of fallen off in the last few years. The Farhan regime, there wasn't a lot to get very excited about. Not very vibey. But Buster Posey, all vibes, straight vibes, baby. Since that, obviously we're wearing the Buster Posey gamer right now. And this was just a phenomenal game by the Giants. Yet again, a very, 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 very clean game. They did give up a lot of base runners in today's game. The Mariners drew 6 different walks today. Robbie Ray did put a lot of guys on with free passes, but he pitched around it, man. But first, we got to get into Matt Chapman's game. Matt Chapman on his bobblehead night delivers the goods. Not only did he do his job at the plate, 2 for 4, couple RBI, couple runs scored. His batting average now up to 310 on the season. His OPS over 1,000 so far in this very, very early microcosm section of this 2025 MLB season. But in addition to that, he did it on the field too, and it was appropriate. When on the night where he receives his Gold Glove pregame alongside Pat Bailey, Matt Chapman makes a phenomenal play at the very end of this game to close it out. If you were listening to the broadcast, you even heard Kipe say he didn't think Matt Chapman was going to be able to make that play down the third baseline, but he did. It's Matt Chapman. Why would you ever think that there's a play out there he can't make? Matt Chapman doing everything for the Giants. Let's pick it up in that 6th inning, in the 4th inning, scored in both the 4th and the 6th inning. In that 4th inning, I told you, Jung Hoo Lee setting the table all night long. He first doubled on a ground ball that went down the first baseline out into right field, and then immediately steals third base. The Giants continuing to steal bases is probably the most underrated part of this start, if you're asking me, because this was a team that was god-awful at stealing bases last year. They were just abysmal In this year so far, they have shown ultra aggressiveness on the base paths. Even had Willy Adames get thrown out at second base trying to stretch a single into a double. But I would much rather see that than just station-to-station baseball all day long. That is the most boring brand of baseball possible. The Giants giving some life into this team and into the fan base, into Oracle Park, with the way that they're running the base paths. I love watching this. And so after that double with one out from Lee in the bottom of the fourth, steals third base, and Chapman comes up and delivers a double of his own on a ground ball to left field. And Chapman then ends up scoring himself because Mike Yastrzemski, who a lot of people were kind of down on, I actually think that Yaz is a perfectly fine third outfielder. Is the Giants outfield going to be looking like that team from LA that's down south that we don't mention by name on this show? No, but guess what? Nobody else in baseball has an outfield that really looks that strong compared to that team. So Mike Yastrzemski and Matt Chapman combined to get the Giants yet another run there in that fourth inning, and the Giants take a 2-0 lead. Wilmer Flores also ended up with a hit in that game, but the Giants couldn't end up bringing, or in that inning, but couldn't end up bringing Mike Yastrzemski around to score him. So the run total there stopped at 2. But after that 2-0 lead, the Mariners strike back, and Dylan Moore swats a home run to dead center field, and man, he got all of that one. That was not a cheap shot at all. Dylan Moore just smashed that mistake by Robbie Ray. But really, that was kind of the only thing that Robbie Ray got touched up on. Like, he had runners on base. He did allow a lot of guys to a lot of traffic out there, but he pitched around it, navigated really, really, really well. And before he came out of this game, the Giants weren't done scoring. He finished that sixth inning, got out of it, Robbie Ray did, and then Hayden Birdsong came out in the seventh. But before Hayden Birdsong came out, the Giants tacked on to that lead and gave some insurance to that Robbie Ray would-be win. And of course, it started off again with yet another Jung Hoo Lee double. And it would have been a triple had it not hopped over that right center field wall. He was already on his way to third base by the time that ball was bouncing over into center field for a ground rule double into the 415 club. And then, again, Matt Chapman comes up and doubles again. Same situation that you had earlier in the game in the fourth inning, you get in the sixth for the Giants. And then Matt Chapman ends up coming around to score after a Mike Yastrzemski walk and a Wilmer Flores single. It ends up scoring Chapman. So the Giants add on 2 more runs there in that sixth inning. And that was really all she wrote, because Hayden Birdsong, who we also need to mention, did a phenomenal job in relief. We talked on our last show about how it was weird to me that the Giants didn't turn to Hayden Birdsong in long relief yesterday. Well, today, Hayden Birdsong basically gave everybody but Ryan Walker a night off in the bullpen. And that is huge, considering the marathon game the Giants played yesterday with all those arms they had to throw, basically turned into a bullpen game with Verlander throwing just a couple innings to start the game. So everybody out there had thrown yesterday. Everybody was a little bit worse for wear today. Hayden Birdsong was the only guy who they didn't really use yesterday. So phenomenal work by Birdsong. Pitched a couple clean innings. He also did have some traffic out there, but didn't allow any runs to score. And the Giants end up getting out of this one because on the final play of the game, like we said, slow roller down the third baseline, Chappie makes a great play to get the out at first. And there's no better way to end Matt Chapman bobblehead night than with a Matt Chapman defensive, basically a web gem. Shout out the old Sports Center or Baseball Tonight segment, Web Gems. I loved that as a kid growing up. One of my all-time favorite TV segments. I wish they would bring it back, man. But anyways, Matt Chapman ending the game, got JP Crawford out on the plate too. Crawford runs really well. So amazing job by Chapman to get it done there. And the Giants did work tonight, man. Like, this was another very clean game. When Hayden Birdsong was on the mound, they actually, one of those moments when he was in trouble, they got a great double play from a guy that a lot of people wanted to throw under the bus yesterday, Tyler Fitzgerald, who made a very nice play. And when he fielded a ball kind of near the second base bag, made like a really awkward body movement to be able to tap that second base and then fire over to first to get the runner. It was a great play. For the Giants. It was Victor Robles also running on the play, another guy who runs well, and Tyler Fitzgerald was able to get him. So great play by Fitz in the field there. He did not have a good day at the dish, 0 for 3 and a strikeout. That is something he needs to improve. But overall, I think we got to give the young guys some time to mature and develop, but he's showing us what he can do in the field, and I think that we should get behind him. I think Fitz is especially he's batting ninth in this lineup. Come on, let's give the guy a little bit of a break here. He had a great season last year, one of the surprises for the Giants, and maybe he'll have that sophomore slump, but that's not something to just outright give up on a guy for. Got to keep supporting this guy until he shows us that he just can't do it. And right now, I don't think I've seen that from Tyler Fitzgerald. So very encouraged by that play. It helped Hayden Birdsong get out of a jam where he had 2 on and 1 out. So great play there. And the Giants keep on rolling, man. Like, this is the best start since 2003 that this team has had record-wise, and they look really good, man. They look really, really, really good. Let's get into Robbie Ray's game on the other side. We also got to give out our awards from today's game, and so we got to get into a lot still on the rest of this show on this Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. Show rolls on in just a few moments. Today's show is sponsored by Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site that's made for the skilled trades. Supply House, whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is jam-packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? Supply House expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5, that's SH5, for 5% off your first order. Supplyhouse.com. And today's show is also brought to you by Gametime. Nothing better than catching an MLB game live, as I can attest to from getting out there today. The crack of the bat, the roar of the crowd, and the smell of ballpark food. Crab sandwiches are back in our lives, baby. And if you're looking to get last-minute tickets, Gametime makes getting them even easier. With last-minute deals, all-in pricing, and a lowest price guarantee, Gametime takes the stress out of buying MLB tickets. Plus, ticket prices drop as Gametime gets closer, meaning you can score an incredible deal. Gametime is the official ticketing partner of Locked On, and as the Giants are finally back in our lives, I mean, it's time for you to get out to Oracle Park. I can attest they have made some changes this year, and I can't say I hate them, man. Like the new Coke bottle, you got to go check it out for yourself. And you can always count on Gametime to help you get your tickets. That's how I got mine to get out there today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Download Gametime today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Welcome back to the Locked On Giants postcast. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel, and tonight, the Giants, man, another win to start the season. This team is absolutely rolling now, 7-1, and guess what? They're now second place in the NL West, slowly moving up. We're not going to mention who's first, but the Giants tonight, man, another great win over, and they win another series with the win tonight. They've now won all 3 series to start the season. 3 series wins. Let's go for the sweep tomorrow, man. And Robbie Ray on the bump tonight, facing his former team. He was really doing a decent job out there, even though he gave up 9 base runners, man. He did not have the worst game. I mean, 88 pitches, threw 55 four-seamers, 10 changeups, 10 sliders, 13 knuckle curves. So you see that changeup mixing in a little bit more. We talked about that after his first start, that kick change that he developed after getting with Tarek Skubal, the young phenom for the Detroit Tigers, who has a nasty changeup, and started to work on that. It's one that you don't have to pronate on. Pronate meaning you got to turn your hand as you deliver the ball so that your thumb ends up facing down and the palm ends up facing outwards. Really tough to do when also trying to, accurately throw a baseball. So a lot of guys in the league can't do that. Robbie Ray was one of them. That kick change, don't need to pronate on it. So it's really helpful for Robbie developing this third pitch, because if he can really get a third pitch going to pair with that knuckle curve, and I mean, using the slider pretty effectively tonight too, that's going to really change his game. He was a little wild. 46 pitches in the strike zone, 42 pitches outside of the strike zone. So you want to see him get a little bit more accurate with that. He threw a lot of sliders in the dirt tonight, a lot of sliders outside the zone. But hey, he generated a lot of swings and misses tonight. And the Robbie Ray, I liked what I saw from him, man. Like, he had a lot of guys on, a lot of traffic, but managed to get out of it multiple times. He gave up that one big mistake, whacked to center field off the bat at Dylan Moore. But other than that, he rebounded pretty nicely. But he wasn't the only guy that we got to talk about on the bump. Hayden Birdsong also had a phenomenal game tonight in relief. 2 innings, only gave up those 2 hits, got that double play from Fitz, gave up a walk also, but 2 strikeouts, no runs. The kid's doing great out of the bullpen, gets another hold, his second of the season. And of course, Ryan Walker coming in, shutting it down. I feel so comfortable with Ryan Walker in that 9th inning. I just feel like I could take a nap while he's out there and I could just like peacefully rest knowing that the Giants are going to win. Obviously, I'm going to stay locked into the 9th inning, because why would I not? But it's just that calming, that soothing, that it just kind of, it's like a nice warm hug, man. Like, seeing Ryan Walker come out, I'm like, oh man, this is just, they got it. It's so easy for the Giants to be able to walk into the 9th inning with confidence in their closer that he's going to get the job done. And I think that the Giants, I mean, let's all remember what it was like last year when Doval started to go off the rails. It was a little stressful, but the way that Walker ended the year, the way that he threw, like, basically since he got the opportunity to start closing games, this guy has been a stud. He's been rock steady. And I mean, I'm so happy with him at the back end of the Giants rotation, and just having Camilo Doval pitching the way that he has been lately, that it just gives you like another option there in the 9th on nights when you maybe want to give Walker a night off. So amazing stuff from Ryan Walker, amazing stuff from Hayden Birdsong, pretty good stuff from Robbie Ray. And I think Robbie Ray, honestly, I've said this before, I think Robbie Ray is the key to this starting pitching staff. If Robbie Ray, I feel like it's going to go one of 2 ways. I don't think Robbie Ray is going to have like a middle of the pack type year. He's either going to have a really good year for the Giants, like an above average, better than you expected year, or he's going to fall off the table and just be, pretty damn bad. So I don't think it's going to go in the middle of the pack. I think it's going to go one of 2 ways for Robbie Ray. And so far, so good for Robbie. Even though he hasn't had that same level of control that you want, you still see that velo there. He maxed out at 94.7 on that 4-seamer today. So, I mean, I like what I'm seeing. I really do. So, Giants, keep rolling. And I love what I'm seeing from this team so far. How can you not? A 7-1 start to the season. I don't think any of us expected them to come out of the gates this hot. Shout out to you if you used your FanDuel account to go for the over on the Giants win total this year. I know I had been screaming at people to do that since the beginning of lines coming out for this season. I know I have a decent chunk of money on the Giants hitting that over on the win total this year. So as long as things keep rolling, I think that they'll hit that total. I don't think it's going to be too hard, because all they're going to have to do that is get to 500, and they will absolutely be that. I think much better than that. I mean, this team's showing that I think that they're going to be a decent playoff, pretty decent playoff contender coming down the stretch in September. Before we get on out of here, let's give away some awards from tonight. First, tonight's player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
And the Locked On Sports player of the game, we got to go with Matt Chapman. Chapman bobblehead night, and Chapman delivers the goods, man. 2 for 4 at the dish. We could have given it to Jung Hoo Lee. We'll probably have to give it to him pretty soon here, because he's been playing really, really well too. Batting .321 this season. He's having a great year. But Matt Chapman, 2 for 4 at the dish, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. This guy had a night. A couple of doubles for him as well. So Matt Chapman, extra base hits, and just doing everything that you want out of your cleanup hitter. And I mean, it is so nice to have a surefire lineup. You know who's batting first, second, third, fourth, fifth every single night. And that is something we did not have for a long time. Let's get to tonight's what you'll be talking about after this game.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And what you'll be talking about is what we were just discussing. The Giants, I think, are going to be playoff contenders this year. I mean, the 7-1 start, best since 2003. This team is doing a lot right now, and I expect them to keep rolling. I mean, 161-1 is still in the cards for the Giants. Don't quote me on that, but I do think that this team is going to be formidable. I don't think they're just going to roll over and die. I think that the rest of the NL West better watch out, as this team is ready to do some damage. And of course, tonight's turning point before we get on out of here.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
And we're going to go with that 6th inning, because after the Mariners had come up with that home run in the 5th, it was just a 1-run lead. It seemed like a very tight game. Like the Giants, the vibes were high still, but it was still getting a little sweaty. You know what I mean? Just getting a little tight around the neck. The Giants come up with yet another pair of back-to-back doubles, Jung Hoo Lee and Matt Chapman. And then Wilmer Flores stays hot with a single to score Chappie. Those 2 runs were a big deal to kind of give a breath of fresh air to the Giants bullpen. Wasn't such a sweaty game for Hayden Birdsong to come in and do his work. Ryan Walker obviously coming in to slam the door in the 9th. Didn't have enough time to get to the chat today. Just want to say thank you to all of you for sticking with us. I did see one comment earlier on from my guy Scott. Will we have sound today? Doesn't matter. Giants won, so I'm happy. You know what, Scott? We did have sound today. I quintuple checked all of my equipment to make sure that we were good to go, so that we didn't have a repeat of yesterday's show where I, made one of my biggest blunders working for Locked On Yet, and did about 8 minutes just screaming with no audio out there. So that was embarrassing, but shout out to all of you for sticking with us through that. I was pretty impressed to see the number of viewers keep climbing, even though I was muted and talking to absolutely nobody. So we did have audio today. The Giants did get a win. We're all going home happy. And thank you so much to all of you for tuning in to the Locked On Giants postcast. Make sure you check out the Locked On Giants daily show for more in-depth coverage. Ben Caspick doing a great job. That's all the time we got for you guys today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm your host, Eric Triple E Engel. We'll see you next time when we're hopefully discussing a Giants sweep tomorrow. We'll see you then. Peace.